What up, dude? Chooch. Out here in Mesa Falls.
What's up, dudes? Out here at Mesa Falls in Idaho, and man, this is an absolutely incredible spot. This was part of my whole little road trip. Whenever I came up here to Idaho, I was looking at some property up here, and the place I was looking at was called Warm River, Idaho, a really small area up there, kind of north of Rexburg and right near Ashton, Idaho. But this spot right here, it's on the road when you're going up to Yellowstone if you're on the Idaho side. So if you kind of go through if you go basically across and not up through Jackson Hole, like if you go up through Jackson Hole and then go north, you kind of avoid this side of Idaho. But if you go up through Idaho to Yellowstone, you can hit a lot of really cool spots, like some really cool springs, some waterfalls. There's a lake called Henry Lake, and that's where I went paddleboarding at, and I took this sail out there. That video where I had it was labeled the $20 sale for the paddleboard or whatever. That video is actually pretty cool. I know the thumbnail's not that great, and you can't tell that I was actually hauling ass with the little sail, but it was fun, man. Like, and that place was really close to where I'm at right here. So what I did is I was like road tripping it. I stayed in the Walmart parking lot in my truck. I had my whole truck set up, dudes, to like truck camp, and I got curtains in that thing. I got like an air bed in the back of it. I got lights where I can I can charge my phone. I can eat everything, dude. It's pretty sick. But it's not like the best camping setup. Like, it works because I can take everything. I have like one of those tonneau covers for my truck bed, and so I put everything in the bed of the truck, and then I sleep in the cab. And I'm pretty short, so I can make it work. But anyways, I did that, and then I rolled out of there, and I hit all these different spots, dudes. It was a place called Island Park. That was a pretty cool spot. And then I went from there up to here to Mesa Falls, and then eventually by like noon I was up at Old Faithful and Yellowstone. And dude, Yellowstone's really cool. So I did like a whole solo trip up to Yellowstone, and I was in the area, and I wasn't gonna just go drive all the way up there. I wasn't going to Yellowstone. Just, that wasn't the whole plan. It was to go look at property up there. And just being close by and never been to Yellowstone, I had to go. Like, I wasn't gonna just be that close to it and not go check it out. So I went, dude, and did like a solo trip around. And in one day, I drove all the way through Yellowstone National Park, and I literally stopped at like every single attraction. And when you go through like a national park like that, you would think, well, there's not much there. Like, probably like Old Faithful, and then like a waterfall or something. That'd be it. Man, that's not the case. Like, in Yellowstone, there must be 50 to 60 different like pull-offs throughout the place of different unique things to see. Whether it be a geyser, a unique rock formation, a pool, a riverside. I mean, dude, there was so many cool things. This isn't even in Yellowstone right here. This is just on the way to it. And this is, kind of an example of how much like beauty there is up there in this part of the United States. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like, it seriously is incredible. Everywhere you go up there is just beautiful. And that's a lot of the reason why I wanted to live up there. But it's very remote, man. The spot where I was checking out, the land had no buildings on it at all. So I was just going to be getting the land, and I was going to start building on it, start small, and then eventually kind of work my way up. I was literally planning on building just like a modern A-frame on it, something really simple, just really nice, like a simple, nice, modern steel A-frame house. And I was going to do like solar panels on it, get Starlink set up out there and all that, and roll with it that way. But I ended up on the way back was whenever I was like really in the adventurous like mindset. And even on the way back home, I stopped at every single pull off, whether it be a, you know, uh, state park, a lake. So I was coming back through Wyoming, and I stopped at like every attraction. I went through Cody, Wyoming. I went up there. Uh, it was a place called Glendo Lake, Glendo State Park in Wyoming, and it was a place where I usually, if I wasn't in that adventurous mindset or adventurous mode, I would have never just pulled off randomly at this like place called Glendo State Park in the middle of Wyoming. And I was just rolling down the highway, you know, cruising, going back to Colorado, and I was like, you know what, let me go check this place out. So I just pulled in there, and man, that was one of the coolest places of the whole trip. It honestly was really cool. If you're ever in Wyoming, even if you're in like Colorado, if you got a boat, it's a really cool place, man. There was a lot of Colorado license plates up there, and a lot of people just brought their boats to that lake, just because it's a huge lake. It really is big, and it's beautiful. You wouldn't think that there's any like beautiful lakes in Wyoming, but this place was awesome. It had a lot of like rock outcroppings and stuff you could jump off of and whatnot. It was sweet, man. But I took the B-Goat EXN is the one I'm on right now. I got that set up with the Clark pads. Gen 2 is on here. See those, the thin Clark pads? I've about worn these Clark pads out. I really like them. I've been riding those for probably 2 years now. I really, really like those Clark pads. I got the Clark pedals on it as well with the Shinko 244 tire. And on this road trip, I took the InMotion V12 high torque, and then I took the B-Goat EXN. And those two electric unicycles really suit me for doing road trips, because the EXN has a lot of range to it. It's not too heavy to take in and out of the car, so it's just ideal because you got a ton of range. It rides pretty good on trails and off-road, and then it's just not exuberantly heavy like the Sherman is, or like you know some other wheels are. And the V12 high torque is just awesome. It's such a fun little wheel. It's compact. I rode that thing a lot. I really put a lot of miles on the V12 high torque on this road trip. But it was beautiful, man. This is Mesa Falls. This is Upper Mesa Falls, and then where I started in the beginning of the video was Lower Mesa Falls. And you can see that, like that part where I went down that trail, usually people don't make it all the way down there, so it was unique to see that. Anyways, dudes, it's been Chooch. If y'all enjoyed the video, throw it a thumbs up, and I will see you dudes in the next adventure.